From insane clutches to almost impossible flicks, to creating one of, if not the most impressive play in all of Counterstrike, here are 9 times when s1mple shocked the world with skills and proved why he's the GOAT. Beginning first with his insane op 4K against G2 during the PGL Major Grand Final in 2021. Before the event, the stakes and hopes for the NAVI team were high. They were considered to be the favorites for many fans, but also known as chronic chokers when it came to majors. After defeating S1mple and his strong team vitality in the quarterfinals, they faced an impressive Gambit Esports in the semifinals, and they took the win a easy, clean 2-0. But in the grand final, s1mple had to face off another guy hungry for his first major title. G2, a team that was built around Nico to bring a trophy home to the Berlin headquarters. To say that this BO3 would be highly anticipated would be an understatement. And thankfully for the fans, it definitely lived up to its hype.
Just like in the contact, he might even walk up on the timing here.
This guy flashed off. s1mple knows. Only one kit. Keep your eyes on Perfecto, and s1mple plucks Jax from the pack. The hard clear. The free fire's there and straight through the corner. 3, 4 from s1mple. This is his world.
The Undertaker took the first map by storm with an impossible 32 and 17 kill to death ratio and an astonishing 1.68 rating. And they were also able to close out the second map pretty easily. s1mple shocked the world that he still has it in him, cement his perfect career with that final trophy he was missing until now. The greatest of all time just completed his career with this play and following win.
I'm taking the major!
But a while later, we're going to witness an even crazier play in which s1mple was responsible for denying another legend of the game a major trophy. The next play is from his humble beginnings when he was still a GOAT in the making. 2014 already feels like an ancient time. Back then, NiP was the non-plus-ultra. The Swedes went 87-0, and that is something that we never saw after and will never see again. But a young s1mple had a dream to show what he can do against the legendary team on the biggest stages. His team Hellraisers was built around the iconic 1.6 opera Miraculous, and what he was about to see was something that he was not expecting, nor the fans. An incredible clutch to close out the half.
And for them, because they could have had way more. So you got to give some credit to NIP for bringing it this far back. It's definitely very cool. Now, as long as they don't fight s1mple one at a time, there should be no way out of this, especially not with just 20 seconds here. So they just got to stay safe. Otherwise, that would be the worst way for NIP to lose us a round. And that would actually be pretty big if that happens. 10 seconds. Molotov goes in the corner. He's going to try and see if he can look for the man in here. And Freiburg goes down. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. He's going to go straight for the plant. And he's going to get it as well. Now it's Get Right. He's actually revealed his position. s1mple's ready right here. He's got the triple. He just needs the timing. Get Right's there. He pre-fires and he's going to get it. s1mple! Oh my god!
s1mple showed on land that he is able to beat the absolute best in the game. They won the game on overpass and got out of the groups together with Titans. That meant at this time that NiP was out. Hellraisers lost to Fnatic, the team around JW that later won the whole thing, but s1mple was now finally there. Undoubtedly a superstar in the making that could carry an entire team on his back. And that was exactly what he was doing just 2 years later on the biggest stage possible against, at this time, the best team in the world, Fnatic. He joined Team Liquid and made the long way from Ukraine to North America under the wings of Hiko. The guy that played a huge role in the process of becoming the absolute GOAT of the game, he was able to show s1mple how to be more relaxed and think more for the team instead of playing as an individual only. And what you're about to witness is one of, if not the most legendary CSGO clip of all time. So worthy, in fact, and so legendary that it's one of only a few clips in the game to have a graffiti.
2B comes in, smokes. You see double smokes in the same place there. s1mple just jumping casually into the side. He's gonna fall down again. What is this clutch from s1mple? Are you serious? What is that? You can't do that, s1mple.
Liquid celebrated the highest finish they have ever gotten in organization history at the time, and the big gamble to fly Toxic Kid into the States was a huge success. They lost the grand final against the Brazilian SK, a super team that at the time was one of the most dominant in CSGO and building up an era of their own. That being said, his op became a little bit too dangerous for most of the teams, and this was not even the craziest shot that we have seen from him. A good contender to challenge his flashy play in terms of mechanical absurdity is the unreal flick on Nuke. Just a few weeks prior to the Blast Premier Global Finals, s1mple lost the official top 1 ranking to an up-and-coming ZywOo, and that is something he wasn't happy about. It is like CR7 losing the final of the Ballon d'Or to Messi. The atmosphere around him was different. He wanted to show that he still got it into him to be the absolute #1 in the game, and his first chance to prove that was at the Blast event. Unfortunately, things were not like they hoped it to be. s1mple took as often the matters in his own hands and did one of the nastiest flick shots the fans have ever seen.
Yeah, nasty stuff, but s1mple's gonna get himself. Oh! That is something special.
What a crazy flick shot. I had to watch it twice to totally get it, and honestly, I probably should watch it again. The Undertaker and his insane squad won the game in the end, and the whole event after beating Vitality and Astralis. Not only $600,000 richer, but also an exclamation mark for the entire year. We're going all the way back to 2018, where s1mple was playing the final map in the semifinals of the Star Series I-League. And I thought it'd be a great idea just to go for a random wallbang on main, or what some people like to call it mini. And this one, it's definitely a little extra flashy.
So good pick for NAVI. Now Sports already achieved 50%. Oh my god! Get back to that in a minute. No.
After this insane match, Mousesports was eliminated, and NAVI went to the grand finals against NRG. It was a quick 2-0, and s1mple finished the two maps with an impressive 70-48 KD. This was back in the day, so it was truly something special. And if you've been watching closely, you've probably seen a pattern of flashy s1mple plays leading to trophies being stacked in the cabinet of NAVI. Now we have one of the most absurd plays, not only from Alexander, but also from any player that's touched this game so far. We were used to people throwing their weapons in the hopes that the opponent will turn around because they thought it was going to be a fake flash. But we never saw a guy doing whatever s1mple is doing here.
Nitro does have a Molotov and another smoke, so it could be really rough for s1mple to actually get through this. He's going to throw the AWP in. Oh my god! s1mple, what is happening?
The event was ESL 1 New York 2016, and s1mple met his old foster father Hiko again in the semifinals. They secured the whole game 2-1, and you can guess what happens after such a play from s1mple. Well, maybe not. You can't make this up because our next play is actually in the same tournament, but in the grand finals against the Golden Five of Virtus Pro, or as you may know them, the Virtus Plow. The start for them into this BO3 was not an easy one. First map, Cobble, and VP was not here to lose this. Round after round, they lost the site, but an absurdly strong T side of the Virtus Plow, closing out the half 2-13. And to come back from such a deficit is always a miracle in CS. The miracle was not about to happen after Virtus Pro closed the game 16-3. What a dominant performance. And it was time for Alexander to answer. He needed to step up and to prove all the haters wrong that he was just a toxic kid. And so he did, with an insane clutch. Oh, and did I mention, s1mple had absolutely nothing to his name but a cheap deagle against a full buy from the Virtus Plow. And a 1v4 situation nonetheless. An impossible task that he was up to.
It may catch Fiali off, does with an eagle shot, lovely so. The bomb planted. No kit, does have armor if he can just grab an AK. Okay, all right, s1mple's gonna go. That's enough. He's got 2 1-taps, he's feeling it. Deagle shot's in. He's picked up an AK as well, and he's electing to stay with the pistol. s1mple, he's up to the third.
He was rightly named MVP, and NAVI took home a well-deserved win under a brilliant performance from Guardian and s1mple. The best play is still close to come, and it's an insane clutch with a timer ticking against him and everything stacked against the GOAT's favor. But before we come to that, let us show you what s1mple did in 2020 against an absolute star-studded North American lineup, Team Liquid. Downside, 4 of his teammates already dead. So he had to clutch a nearly impossible situation, but see for yourself.
Catch one and he does. Flamey's gone down and out just perfecto and s1mple. He needs a multi-kill. First found. Twist aggressing. They have to double peek. He's getting his shot. He's hitting another one. s1mple. No, s1mple. That's unbelievable.
Now, quick question. How well do you know CS? What do you think happened after s1mple clutched this impossible round and won the game against Liquid 2-0 at IEM Katowice 2020? A, they lost the semifinals. B, they won the whole thing. Or C, they won the whole thing. After defeating Liquid in the quarterfinals, they were a well-oiled machine. The former dominant Astralis had to pack their bags and head to DE_airport to fly home. The grand final was one of the shortest BO5s in the game's history. G2 lost 3-0 to NAVI, and s1mple won another MVP trophy, proving why not only does he have #1 in his name, but he's #1 in the game. This next and last play on our list is my personal favorite. It's also the most impossible. Statistically, this play should have never happened. It was also a clutch, because of course it is. But this time, it's not just 1v4, it's 1v5. This one does not need a lot of explanation. Watch him master the game, stroll across the entire server like he owns everything, and we're just here to watch, because to be honest, we are. He's the main character, and this is his story.
Sergey sitting in the pit, catches off the plant. 14 seconds, they've got to get out. s1mple gets a one in return. Jumps up and somehow finds Sergey, but he hasn't found the bomb. He will now. And he goes away from default because he doesn't want to get naded. He also knows there's a flank, and he also knows he needs position. Whoa! He actually gets the first one. He's got a chance. He knows Alu's up close, and he sneaks around. Oh, that's what we like from s1mple.
After the 2-1 quarterfinal win against ENCE, they did also win the semis against Renegades, and of course, the grand final against Fnatic in 3-0 fashion. We clearly see a pattern here. When the GOAT turns up the heat, his team can almost be sure of taking home a trophy nearly every time. Those are 9 times s1mple proved he was the GOAT. And if you want to prove you're the GOAT, click this video here.